They say diamonds are forever, but I doubt a diamond chandelier would have lasted this long. No, my darlings, it's not diamonds but crystals that shine on. Our sparkle never dulls. We shimmer and we glimmer, proud and pretty. And even after a century here overlooking this grand hall in Wattens, I still catch the sun. I still shine iridescent bright and evoke awe. Yes, my darlings, crystals are glamour eternal. My radiance was first unveiled at the welcome reception of this grand hall in Wattens, a small town in Tyrol, Austria. It took years to complete the construction of this grand villa and hydro-powered crystal cutting factory, nestled on an emerald green mountain surrounded by trees. We wanted to disconnect from the urban craze and considered it a luxury to slow down. In fact, it was his guilty pleasure. Why, I'm referring to my creator, of course, Daniel Swarovski. Ah, the fun and glamour of those summer nights. The romance. We were alive, so inspired. You see, in 1891, Daniel Swarovski presented an invention that would revolutionize the fashion and jewelry industries. A machine that could cut crystals to perfection. And that was the genius of Daniel Swarovski, his balance of decadence and precision. And that's what's kept me floating here like a giant cloud of magic for over a century, raining light. Trust me, nothing ages this good. Daniel Swarovski's invention opened the door to an era of sparkles. And soon all these perfect crystals from Wattens were flying all over the world. And people started to dress to dazzle, all flare and sparkle. In the golden 20s, the roaring flappers were bejeweled in fashion headpieces and dancer hats. From New York to Chicago, our crystals were the cat's meow. And in the 50s, our crystals were all the rage on haute couture runways. And the silver screen. Designers like Coco Chanel and Elsa Schiaparelli used them to dress the likes of Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn. Oh, and in Vienna, the debutantes sparkled at the crystal ball, decked their arms and necks and ears with Swarovski crystals. Come to think of it, they still do to this day. It's almost as if Daniel Swarovski's parting gift to us was a creative contribution that would inspire first Christian Dior and then countless others. The Aurora Borealis effect. He captured in a stone the iridescent sheen and glimmer of the northern lights. A final trick of this great wizard of light was presented to the world, and with that gleaming wave, he said goodbye. Shh. I too have had my time as a muse. I wanted to shed some light in those dark times. You know, shine some inspiration. And so, I dropped some of my crystals at the feet of a brilliant character with a sense of humor. And instead of trying to replace the crystals that fell from all the way up there, he reassembled them into the form of a cheeky mouse, created a beautiful figurine, et voila, a new line of crystal products. You see, we all play our part in spreading the light. Now, I know a glamorous chandelier is far more decadent than a simple mouse, but the point is to bring light to all, isn't it? Be a diamond for the everyday. Now, that being said, we chandeliers are known for being extraordinary, and we've lit up venues from the Metropolitan Opera to Versailles. And then, in 1989, a swan entered our lives. You see, for years we had been represented by the symbol of the Edelweiss, the most precious flower of the Alps. And now, the decades of growth and prosperity were to be embodied by the elegance, power, and purity of a swan. Under that new logo in the 90s, we released a sachet of sparkles with crystal mesh and Swaro green emeralds, the Nirvana ring and eyewear and watch collections. Oh, we were super fly. But my favorite creation of the 90s was in the construction of the Crystal Voltan, a sanctuary of glimmering light. Imagine walking into a kaleidoscope of color, wandering through the belly of a diamond, being swept up in a starry night, or feeling tiny in the land of giants. Oh, and if I haven't mentioned the Centaur yet, it's because I'm a bit jealous. There, in the Chamber of Wonders, at 310,000 carats, it's the largest cut crystal in the world. Quite impressive. Even I can't compare to its luminescence. It